Hey there. So welcome to this video on how to get amazing functional fitness using 3 pieces of simple equipment. In this video, we are again talking about the band. I set this video series up with first talking about the squat position. That was the first video we shot on this. And we're readdressing the squat because in the first video I talked about how to get into an amazing squat position. Once we're able to get into that squat position, what I next want to talk about now is how to utilize power through and control through the right muscles. So oftentimes when we see people squatting or when we do a squat, the predominant muscles that we start using is we engage through the quadriceps and we engage through the hip flexors. The quadriceps being the front of the legs and the hip flexors. But in actual fact, what we want to be doing when we're squatting is we want to start engaging through what's called our posterior chain, being our glutes and our hamstrings, radiating out from our core. So starting from core to extremity. And the way we're going to do this with the band is we're going to start teaching the body how to use those posterior muscles while we're squatting. And the way we're going to do that is we're going to get our band and we're going to tie a simple knot through the band. Now we're going to tie a knot through that band. Depending on how much resistance you put into that band is how big the loop will be. I like to do it anyway a little bit under halfway of the band. And then with the smaller loop, we're just going to step into that band and rest that band on top of the knees, just above the knee line. Now, for the first video is how to get into a good squat position. So once you've watched that video, now what we're going to do is we're going to translate that into that squat position, but with the band above our knees. And what that's going to do is when we squat down, pushing our knees out wide, letting our hips drop down back, is it's going to automatically activate our posterior chain, being our glutes and our hamstrings, rather than squatting from our quadriceps. And we're going to do it nice and slow because for a lot of you, this will be the first time you'll actually do a squat with proper activation through your posterior chain. So keep drawing up through your TA, through your core. Keep your core nice and engaged and squat nice and slow with the band driving your knees out, coming down as deep as you can and driving slowly back up. And once you've done that, now you get a feel for what it feels like to get activation through that posterior chain, through that backside. We take the band off, and now we're going to try to simulate that direct experience without the band. I can give you a cue. What's going to help is if your feet, you're going to put torque on your feet to rotate your feet towards 3 and 9 o'clock. So outward with both feet. You're not going to turn your feet outward, but you're going to turn your feet internally, rotate and put torque and pressure, and immediately you might be able to feel, if you feel into this, that your glutes automatically get engaged and the back of your thighs. And so from there, with that rotation, we can come down into our squat position, keep rotating out, knees out, 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 and what you're going to feel is that similar activation as with the band. So the band is there to help to cue you into a good squatting position when you don't have the band. And then once you take the band off, see if you can find that similar activation, like I said, through rotation through your feet, and you'll come into an amazing squat. Keep doing your squats daily. This is really the foundation of functional fitness, is having a good squat, particularly for, activating the core, activating the whole posterior chain. So, keep practicing getting into that squat position, like in the first video that we showed with the band. Once you've got that good squat position, use the band to find your posterior chain activation, take your band off, have a go, and I'll see you in the next video.